All right, me Adson for VAR today, guys. I will give you guys my live reaction to the Champions League draw. All right. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna go at these from alphabetical, or I'm gonna go at these as presented to me, and we're gonna be checking the UEFA Champions League, and I'm gonna give you guys my quick thoughts. I'm not gonna give you guys my predictions. This is more just my reaction, I would say. And yeah. So with that being said, let's go and get started. So the very first tie that we are going to discuss is the Atletico Madrid versus Liverpool game. Now, this will be a very interesting game because Atletico Madrid have been very underwhelming, been unconvincing, while Liverpool have been very convincing, and they've easily shown that they can easily do anything, and they can manage to win. And they're so focused on the Premier League that I just don't think, like, with what we've seen from Atletico Madrid have been very underwhelming, and what we saw from preseason, especially from them, you could have expected more. And I was kind of on the bit of an Atletico Madrid hype train. Like, they were so good preseason. Like, you would expect that they would remain like that. But ever since, like, I feel like October, they kind of dipped in form, and they haven't been as great as you would expect them to be. So, I think, without giving predictions away, I think you guys can tell where I'm going at this direction. And I think this is a very favorable draw for Liverpool. But I will say this, though. Liverpool will really need to work hard to ensure they win this aggregate. And it's not to say Atletico Madrid cannot win, but it's very difficult for Atletico Madrid to possibly edge this one out. Like I said, guys, these are just my initial thoughts. I will give you guys more of a finalized predictions in February. So February 1st, February a week prior, I'll do video analyzing each tag, but just my quick thoughts. I think it's a favorable draw for Liverpool. I don't think it's a really favorable draw for Atletico Madrid. All right. So next up, of course, it is Dortmund versus PSG. This is a pretty balanced draw, I would say. I think both sides are going to be happy with this draw, and I think ultimately this will be very good. I think we need to see both of them been disappointing last season. Last season, both of them went out in round of 16 fashions into opponents they should never have lost to. Dortmund should have never lost to Tottenham. PSG should have never lost to Manchester United. So for that in itself, it's something that interesting. And which of these teams will be able to go through with the pressure? Because let's be real, both teams have really been there's so much talent in both teams, and yet they cannot figure it out. They cannot go far in this competition. And PSG, you expected so much more. So I think this is a pretty favorable draw for both teams. I think both teams will be happy with this draw, and it's going to be interesting to watch. Okay. Next up, of course, is Atalanta versus Valencia. Now, this is a really difficult one to see which team will come out on top. And obviously, I'm not making predictions today, but it still is hard to make a call which team will come out on top because it's so difficult. Because both these teams were very fortunate they even advanced. You could even argue that both teams surprisingly advanced in the last minute, and they were really fortunate they even advanced. And I do think ultimately, given the quality we have seen from both teams, I think this one will be very interesting. And I think this is about as generous as a draw you can get, and I think this one's also balanced. And I think both Atalanta and Valencia will be liking this draw because they could have gone against Manchester City or Bayern Munich, and instead they got a pretty comfortable draw. So I think both teams will be happy with this draw. All right. So next up, of course, it is Tottenham versus RB Leipzig. This was another interesting one as well because Tottenham Hotspur have sacking their manager Maurizio Pochettino. Jose Mourinho has actually made this Tottenham team to actually a pretty good team. Tottenham's been pretty good as of lately. They're now 5th in the Premier League when they were 14th with Maurizio Pochettino. So I think Tottenham will feel good about this draw, and I think RB Leipzig will be okay with this draw too because remember RB Leipzig. I think they've been honestly pretty good too. Timo Werner's been great, and I'm not really sure how this one could end up. This one's, I think, a pretty good draw for both teams. I think both teams will be happy with this draw, and I don't really see this one's a lopsided. All right. Next up, of course, it is Chelsea versus Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich will feel especially happy with this draw. I think Bayern Munich are loving this draw, and I think both teams, I would say, probably have the same amount of problems. They both teams give up goals easily, but I do think Bayern Munich's attack is very formidable, and Robert Lewandowski, man, like what more can I say about this guy? This guy will always deliver, and I think this will just be a great performance. I think Bayern Munich will feel especially happy with this draw, and I think Chelsea can maybe get something, but it's hard to see for Chelsea. Chelsea has they haven't been that good as of lately, and I don't know if Chelsea can even remotely have any chance. It's not to say Chelsea obviously they have a chance, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult. It's difficult for them to win this aggregate. So yeah. And keep in mind, guys, the seeded teams do get an advantage because the second leg is played at home, so that's great for them. Okay, and the next up, of course, is Napoli versus Barcelona. I think this one's another one where you could say it's kind of lopsided. You can say Barcelona have been really good these last couple of games, and even when the defense is not good, the front three always delivers. We saw Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann delivered last weekend against Real Sociedad when supposedly Barcelona were not the best. They still managed to get a draw and were robbed of a last-minute penalty, you could even argue. So they nearly won. They nearly could have had won had the penalty maybe have gone in their favor. We will never know how things will turn out being, but that's the moral. That's the truth of the thing, is that that's how it is. So I think Barcelona are going to like this draw. I think Napoli as well won't mind this one, but I think it'll be a tough, tall task for Napoli to. Lyon versus Juventus, I think this one is written. I think this one Juventus are feeling extremely happy. This is the easiest draw. This one's probably the weakest, I would say, and probably the most lopsided you can get. I'm very sorry, Lyon, but yeah, I think this one will probably be the most boring of the 8. And finally, the biggest one left, Real Madrid versus Manchester City. The one that I'm most excited for, and I think the one that everyone's excited for. This is definitely the best round of 16 game, in my opinion. And this will be the one that really be a good test for both Pep Guardiola and Zinedine Zidane. I'm very excited to watch this game. This is always such a fun game to watch. Like it's such a big game. Like Manchester City versus Real Madrid. How much? Like how crazy can it be? You know, like the 13-time champion versus the no champion. Like wow, what kind of storyline can this be? This is such a phenomenal game. I honestly have no idea. Both teams have been pretty poor defensively, I would say. And I think Manchester City and Real Madrid are going to really do a spectacular this one. I'm very excited to see this one unfold within my eyes. And I this one can go anyway, honestly. So this one is the most exciting you can get. This is the best round of 16 game you could ever ask for. Can you believe it? This is only the round of 16. This is not even a final or a semi-final. This is a round of 16. Only Manchester City or Real Madrid will go through. Oh my goodness. So that's all I have for you guys today. So let me know what you guys think below in the comments below. Like I said, I don't want to give my predictions too early because, like I said, things can massively change. And as you guys know, what we see in December may not be the same in February. So I don't think there's any point of making predictions as of today. I think we should wait until like a week prior, I would say, is about the right time. And yeah, I'm very excited, guys. I'm very excited to see what this round of 16 can bring, because this is probably the best draw you can ask for the whole decade. Like, this is the craziest and probably the sickest draw you can ever get. So I'll let this game finish off against Leganes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what you guys have to say. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments below. Do you guys think how you guys are excited? Are you guys excited about the round of 16? I certainly am, and I think this will be a great game to watch for our favorites here. So yeah. Nice. Fisher makes it 1-0. All right. Peace out.